Good morning, 9:25 a.m. We're going to do a little look at the severe weather outlook today. And again, the system's pretty much fizzled out, although there is a slight risk of severe weather. Let's take a look at today's severe weather outlook. And as you can see here in the yellow, anywhere in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, or Georgia, we do have a slight risk for severe weather. Tornado risk is slight, wind risk, hail risk, all pretty much relatively the same. Let's take a look at day 3. Again, not much. Days 4 through 8, potential's too low. 4, 5, 6, there's a potential. So we might have to watch out for day 6. Speaking of which, let's take a look at day 6 and kind of glean into what this model is hinting at. Let's take a look at that. So we're going to take a look at our GFS American model, and we're going to fast forward to kind of skim through it just to see the general pattern scenario. And okay, so here we go. Today is Saturday, so we want to fast forward to Wednesday. Here we go. System comes off the west coast, little bowling ball trough, and this is where we have a potential for some severe weather. Friday of next week, March 31st. So that will bring rain to a lot of areas in the east, potential for snow there in Wisconsin, and then that system heads off east. And then we get some warm air to infiltrate the east by April 4th, especially areas like Texas and Louisiana and Georgia, Kansas. So we do get some warm weather here ahead. Speaking of which, let's take a look at our Jamstack weather model. Just a review, because again, we're forecasted a very warm spring ahead. And let's kind of review that a little bit. So, okay, here's our March forecast for April through June. And as you can see, here's our sea surface temperature anomalies, forecasting an El Nino to form. And then we have our warm Atlantic, but really the highlight's the warm El Nino forming. Let's take a look at our surface air temperature anomalies. And again, a lot of warm here for the eastern half. I'd say the eastern 2/3 of the country. It's pretty widespread. And let's take a look at our precip for April through June. Again, a lot of precip in the southeast, so I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of that severe weather for this time of year, for April through June, because you tend to get a lot of severe weather in this time of year. Let's take a look at our summer forecast again. Going to look at our precipitation. Again, not much has changed. A lot of precip for the southeast. A lot of dry there for the southwest. But what you notice is that El Nino is starting to form, because with an El Nino, you tend to get drier conditions in the north, and warmer conditions in the north, and then they're cooler and wetter conditions are towards the south and places like the southeast. So we do see that starting to form. Skip towards September through November, see what we have here. And if you notice, there's still a lot of dry there for the El Nino is pretty much formed. We have a lot of dry here in the northern plains. So let's take a look at our sea surface temperature anomalies. And again, pretty strong El Nino formed by September through November timeframe. So I want to take a look at our NAO, our North Atlantic Oscillation, because that can be detrimental this time of year in terms of forecasting the weather. Right now it's negative, and it's been negative since about March 1st. So again, but we're heading it towards the time of date where you tend to get less activity directly influenced from the NAO, because the NAO is typically most active in terms of forecasting the weather from February 15th to April 15th. So we are starting to see a lessening of the effects of the NAO coming up soon. Last but not least, let's take a look at our snowfall outlook. Take a look at what the GFS American model has for a snowfall forecast. So again, we're seeing a lot of it's almost like winter has been moved to spring this year. It's kind of funny, but Anyways, we have a lot of snow here for North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and you can just see the totals anywhere from 20 to 30 inches. In Maine, we have anywhere from 20 inches plus, and then so again, you get the big picture. We're seeing a delayed spring this year. So maybe next video possibly I'll do, God willing, on the pattern change and when will the pattern officially change in terms of turning from winter weather to spring weather. So all right, with that I'll leave you and have a good day. Take care. See you next video.